Toronto condo market is going through rough times right now. With Bank of Canada's recent interest rate cut, there was a lot of speculation and noise in the market that the market might bounce back as buyers might jump back to the market. But in reality, the opposite of that has happened. We saw a lot of sellers who came to the market to sell their properties, triggering a spike onto the listings. At the same time, the first-time home buyers and the investors, they are missing from the market. So going forward, if things remain the same the way they are, chances are high we will see more downward pressure for condos. So do watch this video till the end, especially if you're a first-time home buyer who's looking to get into the market in another 4 to 6 months, because not knowing what is exactly happening in the market might cost you thousands of dollars. And I think for the next 4 to 6 months, there's going to be tons of opportunities for you as a first-time home buyer. And before we proceed, I just got a quick favor. If you get any value out of this content, then please subscribe to the channel and smash that like button. And if you've got any questions about real estate, you can book a call with me by clicking on the first link mentioned in the description below. Now let's talk about it. So first, let's understand what type of market we are exactly in, and to understand that we need to calculate month of inventory. Month of inventory is basically the absorption rate at the rate the properties are being consumed by the buyer. So if the month of inventory is between 1 to 3 months, we're in a seller's market. But if it's between 4 to 6 months, then we're in a balanced market. And if the month of inventory is beyond 6 months, then we are in a buyer's market. So in downtown Toronto for condos in CO1 area, CO1 is basically south of Bloor Street to north of Lake Ontario to east of Dufferin to west of Yonge Street. So in this specific pocket, you can find cluster of condos mainly. We are sitting at 7.3 month of inventory. So definitely we're in buyer's market for condos, and for Greater Toronto area for all property types, we are setting about 4 months of inventory. So we are leaning towards balance to buyer market, depending from pocket to pocket in Greater Toronto area. Okay. So one thing I want to point out for condos is that if you see the number of active listings in 2024, it has gone up to 1600 give and take, and this has been highest since last 12 years. So if this remains at this level, that is 1600 or beyond 1500, let's say, for consistently for like a couple of more months, and we will see downward pressure for condo prices. Now, what does it mean if you're a seller in this market? I would suggest to wait it out and not to sell your condo if your situation allows to do so. And what does it mean if you're a buyer? As a buyer, I think there is opportunity. I know I'm going to sound like a typical realtor, but that's what the stats and data is suggesting. Especially if you're someone who have collected a decent amount of down payment and have a stable job, then I think as a buyer, this is an opportunity for you, because this way you'll have less exposure to debt and you'll be buying at comparatively at a lower price point. But on the flip side, if you're someone who's not putting down a significant amount of down payment, then this way your monthly payments will be high and your exposure to debt will be also high. So in that case, I think renting is a better and a cheaper option. So now let's go ahead and check out what's happened, how condos have performed year over year and month over month. So let's check that out. So here's a trend line of benchmark prices since June of 2023 to June of 2024. So in since June 23 to June 24, the prices have come down about by 8% give and take. Number of sales have also come down about by 33%. And one thing I want to point out is in June of 2023 and July of 2023, this is where the Bank of Canada increased the interest rate by 25 basis points. So that's I just wanted to highlight quickly. And then the days of market the properties are sitting on is 17 in June 23, and in June of 2024 it has gone up to 26 days. So it's taking slightly more time to sell the condos, and the number of active listings have increased drastically from June 23 to June 2024. That is 55%. Now let's see what's happened month over month. So if we compare prices from May 24 to June 24, the prices have gone about by 1.5%. To be honest, I don't think so. The prices increased during this period because there were less number of sales, so chances are high there were a few outliers that has pushed the prices up. But in my opinion, the prices have remained more or less flat. Number of sales have decreased by 15% from May 24 to June of 2024. Days of market has remained more or less same, and the number of active listings have increased by almost 7% give and take from May 24 to June 2024. Now let's understand who are these people who are trying to sell the condos in the city. So let's understand that. So let's debunk the occupancy analysis in downtown Toronto. This is a CO1 pocket I'm talking about. So total condos which are currently listed on market during the second week of July of 2024 are 1,816, and out of those 1,816, 508 are tenanted properties which are currently listed for sale. So these are definitely investors own condos who are trying to offload these condos, and out of those 1,816, 817 condos are listed vacant. So these condos are basically out of this pool. Some must be the ones which were end user. They have moved on to the next properties and trying to sell the condo. And some of them would be investors who are trying to sell their condos as a vacant property. So out of the 817 or the 45%, I think 30% would be investors. I'm saying this out of my experience, what I see in the market by working in the market. So in total, let's say 28% are investors so far. Out of those 30%, let's say, are investors too. So in total, 58% we are looking at about condos which are currently listed for sale by investors. Now let's go ahead and check out what type of condo has sold within what price range. So let's check that out. And here's the data of all condos in whole of Toronto area. And if you see this, most amount of condos have been sold between the price point of $600,000 to $699,000. And the condos we're looking at is 526 condos were sold within this specific price range. And the second highest condos have been sold between the price point of $500,000 to $599,000. And 520 condos were sold within this price point. So if you see in total, majority of the condos were sold between the price point of $500,000 to $699,000. So this goes to show that most of the condos which are selling are either 1 bedroom or 1+10s. And the third highest category we're looking at is the price point between $700,000 to $799,000. And the condos sold within this price point is, or within this price range is 333. Okay, that's pretty much for condos. Now let's go ahead and check out how the properties are performing in the Greater Toronto area. So let's check that out. So here's a trend line of average prices of all property types in the Greater Toronto area since March 2022 to June 2024, and you can see we've gone through lots of ups and downs. And if we do a year-over-year comparison, that is from June 2023 to June 2024, the prices have remained more or less flat. A number of sales have come down about by 17%, and the number of active listings for the same time period, that is from June 23 to June 2024, they have increased substantially by 50%. So if the amount of active listings continue to grow, we might start seeing downward pressure onto the pricing, but we'll have to see how things pan out down the line. And if we do a month-over-month comparison, the average prices have remained again flat. That is from May 2024 to June 2024. Number of sales have come down about by 12% for the same time period, and the number of active listings have increased by 8%, give and take, from May 2024 to June 2024. And one more thing I want to point out is since the beginning of this year, that is from February 2024 up till now, that is of June 2024, we've seen a consistent price growth over here, and that is primarily because of freehold properties. That's what have been supporting the price growth so far. When I say freehold properties, so those are basically freehold townhouses, semi-detached and detached. So those are doing okay, but condos not so much. But we'll have to see how things pan out down the line, and it very much depends upon what Bank of Canada decides to do with the cutting down of interest rates. So it's very much dependent upon that as well. So that's pretty much for today. I hope I was able to give you some value, and if you got any questions, feel free to reach out to me anytime. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.